This is Old Man Gamer. We are going to go ahead and continue our mod, Disciples of Meridia, and let's see where it leads us. We have to complete a quest in Riften, and that's where we are now. At least we should be in Riften. And then again, maybe not. Ash. Let's go on.
Any luck with the others? Be careful with...
Okay, ask members of the Meridian Order about Findar. That's what he said something about.
Findar champion.
Maybe
He'll stab you in the back first chance he gets.
You are welcome here, so as long as you adhere to the benevolence of Meridia and respect the High Priestess. The mission, the fool that stole from us. No. If I ever see that witless idiot again, I'll send him to oblivion.
Okay, there's some interesting things installed in there.
Walk in Meridia's light.
Any luck
Greetings.
with the others?
What can I do for you? Greetings.
Do you know where I can find Findar?
I'm not sure where you can find him, but I do know where you can find his mother. Though we shouldn't expect a friendly reception. She lives in a shack close by to Solitude. Maybe she can point you in his direction. Now that I think about it, I'm going to come with you. If you're going after Findar, you could probably use some backup. He's a bit of a snake.
Okay. Go speak to Findar's mother.
It's fine. It's only my feet you're stepping on.
Blessed robes. I didn't step on
I
your
hope
feet.
this all ends up being worth it.
Why do you know where his mother lives?
I had to accompany him back to her a couple of times. She always seemed miserable. Probably because he kept asking for gold. If someone kept taking all my coin, I'd probably be unhappy too.
What can you tell me about Findar?
Not as much as I should be able to. I know he stole a lot from us and that it upset Alara. Worse than I've ever seen. I think she struggled to trust Stranger Sense. Findar is probably one of the reasons she's so guarded these days. Let's go and find this Findar fool. If I did, what can I do for you?
One of my
Let's go and
favorite
find
things
this
is
Findar
providing
fool.
healing for the sick. I visit the Temple of Keenerith in Whiterun when I can.
Lydia, move out of the way, please. There we go. Okay, we'll look on the map here in a second and find out where we're going.
Let's finish our business here.
Near Solitude. I guess there's some shack around here. Let's go to Nico's shack first, and then we'll head over there. Because to be honest with you, it's a long walk. We're... I'm not sure where we're at. We're somewhere over here. There we are. Way over here. And we gotta go way... Yeah, I'm just lost. Okay, over here, so it's not... That's actually not too far, so let's go ahead and walk it. Okay. I thought it was a lot farther. search it, so I guess we'll just ignore it. Trying to figure out my controls again. Anyway.
How many people does it take to screw a chandelier? I don't know, but it could be painful. You know, because you might fall and hurt yourself.
Trying to figure out what buttons to run here on my controller.
Can't hide from them. Here we go.
Alright. Oh, what's this over here? Okay. What the heck? Pirates and Caribbean. Okay. Search alchemist here. I insult someone. That's weird ashes here. I don't exactly like that. Like her new hairstyle. Why would you attack a fox? Fox don't attack. Weird. Okay. No more. Thinking. Okay, get my somewhere. I don't take the ladies' armors.
I get a lot of looks from people wherever I go. I'm not sure if it's because they find me attractive or because they think I'm a little odd. Or both.
Sophia likes to talk, that's for sure. They'll catch up with me. Crab for dinner. Okay.
Remember, a smart mouth can't save you when your head is on the floor.
Can I help you? Just because I live on my own out here, don't think of me as a defenseless old woman.
You live by yourself out here? Yeah, I just done that.
Yes, though solitude isn't far, so it's not terribly remote. Occasionally my son will visit when he's not in jail.
I need to locate your son.
Findar? What do you know of him?
Let's see. I'm his friend, and he's in danger.
Ha! In danger from me beating his sorry hide, maybe. That fetcher has himself locked up in a jail cell in Whiterun. You can find your friend there.
Okay.
Now I can get back to my reading.
Okay. Let's go ahead and head to Whiterun.
What's our next plan of action?
I don't like your hairstyle. I have to figure out if we can change that here.
Understood.
That's weird.
What now?
Okay, I know Whiterun's a good distance away. This map is... There it is, Whiterun. Head to Dragon's Reach and head to the jail and continue some quests for Meridia's order.
Let me guess. Someone stole your sweet roll.
Yes, but don't worry. You won't be hearing from them again.
Tidings, weary traveler. These days it's not often I get approached, at least by other men. They call me Larkspur. That name should tell you anything you need to know, and everything you want to believe.
Should I know you?
Perhaps. You may have heard vicious rumors regarding my appetite for women, and I assure you, they're all true. You may have heard I'm a nefarious rogue who robs and kills and beds your wife, but only if you're rich. And I assure you, I don't care whose wives I bed. You may have heard I'm taller than a giant and as ugly as a troll. And so, I submit to you my person as evidence, and you'll see that I'm chiseled like a sculpture, and that rumor is more mud than stone.
Nope, never heard of you.
Then consider yourself blessed. You can hear the story of Larkspur from the one who lived it.
What brings you to the dungeon?
Would you believe me if I said I came here for the company? Such a statement would be made in jest, of course, but not entirely false. I do indeed come here for the company, but only to mock it.
You're talking about me. I need to know before I smash your face. Are you referring to the prisoners? There are more guards here than anything else.
Never. I wouldn't mock those whose predicaments once
Skyrim
mirrored
might
my
be a
own.
cold place with miserable people, but
You were once
after
a
a few
prisoner here?
drinks, you don't really
I'm a bandit,
notice.
a thief,
Speaking of
which might strike you
I'm
as
getting a
odd
little
considering
thirsty.
this dashing head of mine is still attached to its body. After all, in this land, only the rich get a trial, whether your capital is coin or politics. My pursuers couldn't execute me because I turned myself in. I turned myself in because the Jarl can't risk an execution. With the civil war going on, there's too much turmoil, and the Jarl knows his chair isn't exclusive to his bottom. To execute a bandit who sacks finely clothed men and spreads the coin among the people, well, that won't make that chair any more comfortable.
Okay, what made you become a bandit? Bandit.
My mother. Truth is, I was a bandit before I was anything else. The bandit business was the family business, and I've been a no-good bandit since birth. My parents made it seem so romantic when I was a child. They would return and tell me tales of great beasts and come back with the skins as proof. Most of the time, they brought back books they stole from caravans. They wanted a different life for me, but they weren't naive.
What do you mean by that?
They also taught me the trade, how to knock an arrow, shoot a troll between the eyes, and harvest its fat. As you might expect, I was a natural. They taught me how to kill a man, too, where the weak points were in his body and mind, how a simple illusion spell can pierce harder than any blade. When I went out on my own, however, I soon learned that the life of a bandit was far from romantic. There was no sense to the carnage. It didn't matter if you were rich or poor, armed or defenseless. If you walked the road, you paid the toll.
Even bandits should have some sense of honor.
I agree, but you'll have a hard time convincing a bandit of his moral obligation. Gold is far more persuasive.
Okay, how did you eventually manage to create this guild of bandits?
It all changed when I read a book called The Beggar Prince, and I realized the beggars with eyes and ears on the streets were the key. I took what money I had and befriended them. I learned of the comings and goings of the city's wealthiest merchants and the mercs they hired. Soon, my whisperers included the townsfolk in the market district and the farmers who worked outside the castle walls. I knew what shipment was going out and when. I knew the men tasked to guard it. What time they woke up, their favorite drink, if they pissed in the river or liked to use the latrine.
So you had information, but you still need men to do the raids?
Gathering the muscle for the job was easy. Most bandits are too stupid to organize a guild, but they know the shiny things are worth a lot of coin. The whole thing made for good business, and after every successful raid, I made sure to fill the coffers of the lower district. That's how I became Poverty's Prince. I merely invested in the very beggars and workers that the wealthy try so hard to ignore.
What made you turn yourself in?
When the merchants found it too difficult to stop our raids, Alfred Battleborn used his considerable resources to threaten the people. He put the fear of the Daedra in the townsfolk, and the cost of information went up. Plus, the information we did get was unreliable. Alfred paid the beggars to misdirect us, or send us straight into ambushes. Say what you want about the Battleborns, but they're a clever group.
Yeah, we're done here. Let's go talk to this guy.
Safe travels.
Findar,
Did you want something? Or
Are
have you just come to gawk?
are you Findar?
The one and only Findar the Wise, proprietor of stolen goods, friend of the shadows, and soon to be king of the underworld. I've only recently added the Wise part to my name. I'm hoping it'll catch on. What can I do for you?
You stole something from Meridia's order.
Well, to be correct, I stole several things. What is it then? Do they want their gold? The food I stole? That tiny Meridia shrine that was sitting above Lauracine's bed? No. Let me guess. You want the staff.
You're right. Where is the staff?
What a strange way to ask for something that's mine now. Especially when Findar needs a favor.
What's the deal?
Get me out of this horrid place. Well, to be more specific, I need you to watch my back and protect me whilst I escape. I've already stolen a key from one of the guards, but I can't take on a legion by myself. But with you,
No, I'll resolve this without bloodshed.
that's boring, but fine. You might try the jailer by the entrance. I'll wait here, obviously.
Hey,
Rorikstead's a nice enough little hamlet, but a boring. You couldn't possibly be the Dragonborn of legend, could you?
I'd like to talk to you about the prisoner Findar.
The Wood Elf. What about him?
I am the Jarl Thane. I demand you release him at once.
Yes, my thing. At once.
How can I help a brother not?
besides combat and training, I do enjoy a good read every now and then.
Just
After all,
outside
knowledge is
Solitude.
power.
I'll give you the staff there. As I said, meet me at my mother's house outside Solitude. I'll give you your staff there.
Eyeing me up and down.
Okay, then.
I'm not just eye candy, you know. I do have other uses. And if you're thinking what I...
See, where was Findar's home? Was somewhere near Solitude. Underhold Solitude's over this way. I think that's where it's at.
There's nothing like a stroll through the woods. It helps clear my mind.
Can I help you?
Waiting
Now
for
I can
Findar.
get back to my reading.
I've got to fix you. You look a mess. Okay, I'm not sure quite where this is going to lead us. I don't know. It's to speak to him at his mother's home. We went to his mother's home.
It's raining. Ugh.
You have come. You have come to hear the word of Talos.
I'm a little confused here. Take a shortcut here.
I've always wondered. Since when people die, they take their final form as they were when they died. If die
I
naked,
trapped it
they
out.
just
Wolf.
live naked. I can't say a fancy roaming around either in Sovngarde or as a ghost without any clothes on. Well, at least not all the time.
Looking at these mountains really make me miss home.
Just because men are lazy and don't even bother having a wash doesn't mean you're a thing.
Are you trying to get? You two been fighting.
Is there something I can do for you?
Please, someone do something.
Is there something I can do for you?
Lucky I have company, so I can do unusual things to your corpse.
Taste my steel.
Oh, wow.
Enemy dispatched. I'll end this quickly.
That takes care of all of those. Slightly turned around here, but that's okay. And who is this up here? Oh, some farmers.
What do you need, handsome?
Bop you in your head.
Hi there.
So, what do I have to do to get a drink around here? Actually, I don't think I want to know.
We're almost there, I think. Okay, we're finally here. We fast traveled and it didn't seem to work, so we decided to walk this way. Now give me the staff.
Okay, I admit, I may have told you a slight lie when I said I would give you the staff. It would have been more apt to say, give you the location of the staff. Last time I saw it, I sold it to a mage who was operating out of Golvunter, an old crypt just outside Riften. I'm not sure if he's still there, but it's worth a look.
That's why nobody is very fond of Findar. Here I was thinking we'd be able to go at least one day without seeing a skeleton.
Conflict is in our blood. Deep down, everyone has a desire for it.
I've told you what you want to know. Aren't we done?
I gotta shoot you in the head. But anyway, let's go and head to Riften. Try this again. I guess we can't crash over that hasn't been discovered yet. Okay. Alrighty. It's this way. Okay, a dash.
If you know any true sons and daughters of Skyrim, tell them to head to entail. Over Stormwood wants to see them. Now, ain't this That's all you got?
Give up!
Thank you, Star Wars. Alrighty.
Just trying to work out whether I'd prefer this place to be full of bandits or Draugr. A bandits win, but only by a tiny margin.
Okay.
Either way, let's try to make it quick.
Oops. Went to the circle there.
Children freak me out. Is it just me, or do they all look the same? If we had kids, what do you suppose they would look
enough. What was that? I regret this, but it was necessary.
Remember, a smart mouth can't save you when your head is on the floor.
You're wide open.
Not quite good.
See through you.
Futile efforts.
What was that?
I sense hostile intent.
What was that? Someone there?
Have you ever tried bareback? I didn't like it. It started to make me a little sore after a while. What's with the funny face? I was talking about horse riding.
Someone there?
Okay, this is now open.
You think you can take me?
Yes, I think so.
Victory!
Yes, I'm listening.
I'm glad you're listening. Those obviously open up. Oh, I'm not entirely sure. Ow. That really hurt.
Is this me, or does it sound a little inappropriate when the guards tell people to stop lollygagging?
You won't win. You know that, right? As I expected.
Okay. Kind of weird looking. Yeah, but just nothing here. One of lots of some weird stuff here. Okay, there's the staff.
It's not a ship. Knowing our luck, it's probably had its power drained or something. What do you say? Get back to Alara. Enough tomb delving for me for one day.
Okay, that was easy enough.
If only that bar had been left in the first place.
Okay, I have to figure out how to get out of here now. Okay, that opened it.
Ooh, an artifact.
And a ring.
Hopefully it's not the curses or hexes attached to it.
That's what this ring does. Alteration spells. Okay, not too bad.
Only one way to find out.
Okay, how do we get out of here? Here we go. So let's go ahead and fast travel to where we're going to go. Really? I don't see any enemies. person.
One of my favorite duties is providing healing to the sick. I visit the Temple of Kynareth in Whiterun when I can.
You don't see as many Khajiits about these days. I guess they must have gone elsewhere.
Consider this a job well
You
done.
get it? Elsewhere? Elsewhere?
Whilst I am uncertain of Meridia's thoughts on my services in Kynareth's temple, her light is certain to guide my efforts.
She's below somehow. I guess there's a
Light
base-
armor does provide a lot of tactical advantages. Just don't get hit.
I'm confused. Shows you in the basement, but there's no basement. So this is
Hey!
till the next day here. I really don't know how to get down there. Aha! I found it. I am smart.
My deepest respects, High Priestess. But this isn't a simple purging mission. This is deep. Infiltration. It will be very dangerous.
We both know you and I did things just as outlandish
Conflict
as
is in
this
our
back
blood.
the day.
Deep down, everyone has a
Suppose
desire
I
for
can
it.
disagree. Do you remember the time we had to search the whole of the North, all whilst dressed in those terrible pilgrim disguises? We weren't fooling anyone, though back then we were but humble acolytes, desperate to impress the High Priest.
Don't remind me. You know I used to offer to polish his boots thinking it would gain his respect. If only I knew how wrong I was.
I wouldn't worry. I used to clean his robes on a regular basis. Gods be praised that time has come to it.
Welcome back, champion.
I
Were
have
you
the staff.
successful? So you do. I won't ask what you had to go through to get it. That elf has always been tricky. Well, I think you had best hang on to it. You're going to need it for what you're doing next. Myself and Larison have just been working on the plan. In fact, he's spearheading this operation. Speak with him, champion.
Okay. Now we start the new quest here, so we'll go ahead and save this for our next video. But anyway, this is the Skyrim mod. Meridia's Order. So far, it's okay. I'm not overall super impressed by it so far, but anyway, young gamers, this is Old Man Gamer. Thanks for watching.